Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just so excited. You know, just looking out to the city, it just does something to me every day. I'm gonna make sure, this is just like the introduction for the day. I'm gonna make sure once we get more members on our camera crew, on your team, we're gonna have somebody putting a shot from this side, from my perspective, so that the audience, you know, we can click to it and they can actually see that view on the board. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the day that the Lord has made. It's Tuesday. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. And I'm so excited. I'm excited about life. I'm excited about what God is doing in our lives. And I'm excited about your now, not just your future. I'm excited about your now, because I know without a shadow of a doubt, as long as you continue to feed off of information that's valuable and that is going to help facilitate you in your growth, you're going to get to where you know God wants you to be. So welcome to the Ramon Preston Show, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the day. And as you may know, maybe you don't know, my name is Ramon Preston. I'm your host of the Ramon Preston Show. And every Monday through Friday, we show up here live on Facebook and YouTube, at least for now. We'll be on other platforms as they continue to come up and give us access. But every Monday through Friday, we show up here on the Ramon Preston Show to provide information to you that is strategically and specifically designed to help you properly start, structure, and scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. And all the information that I share with you on the Ramon Preston Show, it is a direct extension of my life. It's a direct extension of our organizational enterprise and the divisions that we use to teach and to train and to coach and to consult the clients, the customers, the members of our community. So I appreciate all of you for your love, for your prayers. I appreciate all of you for continuing to follow us and continuing to engage and participate and give us feedback and ask questions and send us inboxes and DMs and emails with regard to how valuable the show has been, how valuable the information is. If for some reason you have not yet, please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know the Ramon Preston Show, the squad. We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And make sure that you drop in the comments what city you repping, who you representing, who you representing today, what city you representing. Drop the name of the city in the comments. Yesterday, we talked about this concept called the millionaire way. And I use that phrase to suggest to you that there are certain ways millionaires and billionaires have. There are certain operational functions that they operate by. And because of those ways and those operational functions, they have literally separated themselves from 99% of society, not just in the United States of America, but across the world. I also shared with you some very important statistics. One statistic in particular is that 9 out of 10 of today's millionaires, 9 out of 10 people who are millionaires in 2021, this is like critical to your, it's really critical to your growth and development, but to your potential, to the possibilities and probabilities that you have at your disposal. 9 out of 10 of today's millionaires are considered to be self-made millionaires. That doesn't mean they're selfish. It doesn't mean they're egotistical. Like a lot of people like to say, oh, you ain't self-made, you God-made. Yeah, I'm God-made too now. But when we say self-made millionaires, let's just clarify that statement. We're talking about people who have figured out through their own efforts, through their own study, through their own time, through their own resources, they have figured out how to become millionaires and to live the millionaire way. So 9 out of 10 millionaires are self-made millionaires, meaning that they did not get a handout. They didn't get it passed down to them. They figured out a way, of course, through the grace of God, through the favor of God, and through time and effort and resources and habits and practices and information, they have become millionaires. And so today, I want to give you the 3 things that millionaires have that really allow them to live the millionaire way. Now, of course, we can talk about billionaires, and at some point we're going to be having a conversation about trillionaires, because there are already trillionaires and trillion-dollar companies and enterprises that exist in the world today. We have some very popular companies that are considered to be trillion-dollar companies, like Amazon, Apple, probably Microsoft by now, and many others. They have large sovereign wealth funds in other nations around the world that are trillion-dollar funds. Some of the biggest corporations that you know, like JP Morgan and Bank of America and other large corporations, holding companies, they are trillion-dollar holding companies. They probably manage $2 to $3 to $4 to $5 trillion of assets. And so my point in bringing all that up is there's certain ways, certain habits, certain operational functions that millionaires, rich people, wealthy people have that we must adopt and adapt to in our lives in order to get to where we want to go. And so today I want to talk about the 3 things that millionaires have. So if you are desiring to be a millionaire, if you know without a shadow of a doubt you're a millionaire in the making, I actually have a shirt on my online store, RamonPrestonBrands.com, and one of the shirts says millionaire in the making. It's millionaire in the making. And so if you are a millionaire in the making, if you are a millionaire in the process of becoming a multimillionaire, or if you want to be a billionaire, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be rich, if you want to be well off, then there are certain ways that you have to have. There's certain operational functions that you have to live by. Now, again, we can go through the list of ways, of operational functions, of habits, of behavior patterns, of traits and characteristics that millionaires and billionaires have. But I'm giving you the 3 that I believe are like at the top of the list, because without these 3, I would not be where I am, and I wouldn't be who I am without these 3. And so I know, despite all the other ways or things that you believe millionaires have that you can come up with, these are 3 that you're going to always come back around to. All right. So what are the 3 things that millionaires have? Which, by the way, for those of you that have any questions, my team, they always lurking. They looking in them comments. So if you got a question, all you got to do is drop that question in the comments. Once we max out our studio and we start expanding our technological capabilities, especially once we start moving into different platforms and podcasting and simulcasting in different platforms and different spaces, we're going to have the technology that you'll be able to call in, and I'll probably be able to just click a button and hear you talk in the speaker. But for now, drop the question in the comments. That's how I'm going to answer your question. So if you got a question or if you have a comment, please put the question, the comment, give me some feedback in the comments, so that not just we, but the community that watches with you can hear from you, can engage with you, and can get an idea of what you are taking away from the show and from all of the valuable information that we're providing. So we want to live the millionaire way. And again, when we use the word millionaire, I'm really thinking about freedom. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire. I'm in the process of becoming a billionaire. That's the road that I'm on. I'm in the process of becoming a billionaire. In my mind, I'm a billionaire. All right. And so when I think of words like millionaire, rich, wealthy, well off, loaded, billionaire, trillionaire, zillionaire, when I think of those words that are associated to money or dollar amounts, I'm really thinking about freedom. And here's the truth. This ain't even one of the 3 things that they have, but it's kind of tied into it. The truth is, I've never met a millionaire, and I've met millionaires, okay? I mean, I've met billionaires, but I've never met a person with money, that's wealthy, that's well off, that's just got it made, that did it just for the money. I mean, like everybody that I've talked to that got money because they got a bigger purpose. They got something else that they see in front of the money, and they're chasing after that thing. It's not even the money. The money just happens to come because of how massive of an action they're taking to get to a certain thing. And so this kind of ties into the three things that millionaires have. But I want you to associate the word millionaire or the word billionaire or the word rich or the word wealthy that you might want to be. Associate that to other things, like you want to be free. That's what you really want to be. You want freedom. You want freedom to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, where you want to do it, and with who you want to do it with. That's freedom. And guess what? In order for you to exercise that level of freedom, at least in the economic systems that we are in, you're going to have money. And you're going to have a lot of money. And you're going to have more money. And you're going to have to continue to create money and have a lot more money in order to continue to do those things that you want to have the freedom and the flexibility to do. And so that's the millionaire way. That's what we're referring to as the millionaire way. We want it all. I want everybody around me to live the millionaire way. I want you to live the millionaire way. And there are so many technical, analytical, algorithmic, mechanical systems and processes that are required to be layered over these three things. But if we like unpacked and unraveled all of those technical, mechanical, analytical, algorithmic things, you're going to find that these three things you have to have even before you get all the other stuff. Okay? So what are the three things? Three things millionaires have. I'm giving them to you right here, right now. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll talk a little bit about it. The first thing that millionaires have are big goals. Okay? Millionaires have, number 2, mentors. Millionaires have, number 3, processes. Now, I'm just writing those 3 down, and trust me, I can take all week, literally, and talk about all 3 of these things right here. But out of all the things that you can go Google about millionaires, out of all the things Wikipedia tells you about millionaires, out of all the things you can do searches on social media to find about millionaires, trust me when I tell you, these are 3 of the most important things that millionaires have. And I guarantee, even if the wording or the terminology or the phraseology is different, whenever you speak to real millionaires, okay, people who are literally financially free, people who are literally living it up because they have put themselves in a position to live the millionaire way and to be rich, to be wealthy, especially the people who have actually done it the right way because they are self-made, meaning that they have had to figure out what works in order to make it work to become who they are as wealthy millionaires, billionaires. You're going to find out that in some shape or form, these 3 things they have. So the first thing that millionaires have are what? Big goals. I talked about that yesterday. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time to talk about it today. But I define goals as dreams with a plan. So if you're not familiar with goals as dreams with plans, if you don't understand that, if you don't know how to set clearly defined goals, I definitely want you to reach out to me today once this show ends, because I want to give you access to our online university training platform. It's an on-demand, interactive, 24-hour a day access platform that we have called Ramon Preston University. And one of the programs that we provide on that platform is called the Blueprint Game Plan. and it is our business and financial training program. It's actually set up as a 5-step wealth building system to show you how to go from wherever you are to where you want to be in the wealth building process. And we give you 5 steps to walk you through it. And each step has corresponding courses and lessons and training videos and resources to show you how to execute the principles to get through each step. But one of those courses that we have in that blueprint game plan is a goal setting course. And so I literally walk you through the process of how to set clearly defined goals, how to schedule your days based on those goals, and literally how to build your life out and see to it that you are consistent with that goal and with that schedule on a day-to-day basis and throughout each day. And so I want to give you access to that. But the first thing millionaires have they have big goals. Now, again, I define goals as what? Dreams with a plan. So that means millionaires have big goals, but our version of goals is what? Dreams. So millionaires have big dreams. A lot of you that are listening to me, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your professional life, or whether it's in your financial life or ministry or business, in some area of your life, a lot of you, or in most areas of your life, a lot of you don't have clearly defined goals. You know why? Because you do not have big enough dreams. And some of you had big dreams. You gave up on those big dreams because life happened. You went through a divorce. You went through foreclosure. You had to downsize. You had to relocate. The kids start tripping and you had drama with the family. You got sick. Things happen in life. And when things happen in life, in most cases, because it's happened to me so many times I can't even count. When things happen in life, especially traumatic and traumatizing things, a lot of times the first thing that it does is it takes your dreams. Because most of us, the truth is, I think all of us, y'all, all of us, because we were all kids at one point. I don't know a kid that don't dream. You ever watch kids? I was with my grandkids last week. We was hanging out, me and my grandbabies, and celebrating my grandson's birthday. He 2 years old. And everybody like, now you had to go through all that for a 2-year-old to get an iPad so he can be around here technological at 2 years old. I'm like, sure did, because he deserved that. That's my baby boy. Anyway, let me get back to the businessman and get out of Papa. But my point is, I was watching my grandson play with the iPad, and guess what he did? He went straight to YouTube. He started watching the cartoons and his little favorite shows. He knew exactly where to go. But while I was watching some of the cartoons, I thought about dreams, because these cartoons are like a world in and of themselves, because they allow kids to dream. You know, kids be flying on the cartoons. Kids be riding on airplanes on cartoons. Kids be out of space. Kids be under the water with SpongeBob SquarePants. Like, kids are used to dreaming. But what happens in life is we get programmed and educated and trained out of our dreams. So by the time we are teenagers, it happened to me, we ain't even dreaming no more. We just, if we could just, you know, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You, especially if you like in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, or you're a little older. Oh, I know you done been beat down so many times. You might have found yourself at a point, you might be at that point in life where you like, man, if I can just get enough money to pay my car note this month. That's how small your dreams have gotten. Because what happens is life hits you, things in life hit you, and it causes you to shrink your dreams, which means you're going to lower your what? You're going to lower your goals. And so I want to stop here and just challenge all of you outside of the business context. This is like spiritual for me. This is a part of my anointing and a part of my calling in life. My assignment as a prophet is to challenge you. Dream again. I'm challenging you. Dream again. You used to dream about being a billionaire. You used to dream about traveling the world. You used to dream about flying on private planes. You used to dream about living in high rises. You used to dream about being happy, being fulfilled, being free. But things have happened in your life, and to some extent, you've checked out. Well, that's a part of my assignment as a coach today. That's a part of my assignment as a spiritual mentor today, is to challenge you. You need to dream again. Because if you're going to set clearly defined goals, those clearly defined goals needs to be connected to big dreams. And so what do you mean by big dreams, Ramon? As big as you can think. Because see, the reason why my goals need to be attached to my dreams, because my goals need to be not just unprecedented, they need to be ridiculous. They need to continue to push me to figure out, man, how am I going to actually make that happen? I'm telling y'all, every day I wake up, one of the first things that I do is go over my goals. And when I be reading my goals, I laugh at myself sometimes. I be like, man, you is crazy, dog. Like, you is real crazy. The things that I've written down as dreams. But at least I have something to look to give me the strength to fight through whatever I'm having to fight through at that time. And so I went through a whole scenario, a whole lot of examples yesterday on goals. If you want to hear more about it, of course, you can go back to yesterday's show, or you can just reach out to me after the show, and I'll be more than happy to show you how we can connect you to our blueprint game plan, give you access to that training course along with hundreds of other videos to help you in your personal, professional, and financial life. But big goals are big dreams. Millionaires have it. There's not a millionaire I've met, there's not a millionaire I've listened to, or billionaire that I have met or listened to that don't have big dreams. They have big dreams, meaning that they end up with big goals. Now, I also mentioned to you, when it comes to you having clearly defined goals, which are another version of your dreams, you have to qualify those goals with information. That means you got to be able to write them down, and write them down in present tense. Like if I go to my phone, I have my dreams in my notes. And when I go to my goals or my dreams, whatever you want to call them, when I go to my notes, I look at my goals. I have 3 sets of goals. So I have ultimate goals for life. I have personal goals for 2021, and I have organizational goals for 2021. That's how I break my goals down. So I got dreams for my organization for this year. I got dreams for my personal life for this year. And then I have ultimate goals for my personal life and my organization and everything that's connected to me. But when I go there, all of my goals are in present tense. I am ABC. I am. That's all what my goals say. My wife and I have. My wife and I are. I am. I have. My wife and I have. I am. So all of my goals are what? Present tense. Why do I want them in present tense? Because I want to qualify. I want to set a qualification for my dream. So when I see it, I've qualified it. So when you qualify somebody, it's a process, right? Something has to happen. You have to get information in order to qualify something or somebody. So when I have a goal, I want to qualify that goal with information. So I want to make sure that the information reflects a process that I've already put myself through in my mind. I have that. It shouldn't be, oh, I want this. Oh, I just hope I get it. Oh, I'm praying for this. Oh, I'm believing God for this. All that sounds good in theory, but in practice, it needs to be qualified with present tense terminology. And then once you qualify the goal with information, then you can quantify it with math, which means every goal that I write down that I've qualified, that I can read, it's legible. Right? I wrote it down, I typed it, I can read it. I want to figure out a way to quantify that goal with a certain number. I want to put a certain number. I want to put a certain number to it. And most of my goals, because I've done it so many times, most of my goals are written in a way where it actually has a qualified statement and a quantified metric in it. Like, for example, I have at least 10,000 such and such. I have at least 200,000 such and such. I have A, B, C, D, and E at least 250,000 each. So most of my goals, I have written them in a way that it is a qualified statement and a quantified metric. So either way, you got to make sure you bring those two together. So in order to deconstruct it, you want to make sure you understand, okay, I got to qualify my goals with information, but then I got to quantify them with math so that when I write my goals down, the best way would be for you to be able to write a goal down to say, I have $1 million, or I am a millionaire with at least $500,000 in cash. So what did you do there? You wrote down who you are. You are a millionaire. You have $1 million, or you are a millionaire, and you have at least $1 million in cash, or $1 million or $500,000 in cash. So now you're able to qualify it, quantify it, and then you can start reverse engineering it to figure out, okay, so what do I need to do to get it? But that's all process, system, analytics, algorithms, metrics, math, mechanics. Okay? Are you with me on that? So that's number one. The first thing millionaires have is, number one, they have big goals. Number two, this is a big one. I talked about this last night on our weekly coaching call, and I'm telling y'all, this is such an issue today. It's such an issue, and it's really sad to me because I have been a leader in ministry for 21 years, full time. I've been a leader in the Christian church as a prophet, as an apostle. I've pastored, I've evangelized, I've been a teacher, an educator. I've done it all in ministry. I've done it all in the last 21 years. Okay, as a leader. So I've been around a lot of leaders. I've been in a lot of green rooms. I've been in a lot of circles. And so I'm a follower as well. I have leaders. I have a mentor, and I follow my leader. I listen to my leader. I'm held accountable. But let me tell you something. I'm going to be 100 with y'all, especially all of you that are Christians. If you are a part of a church, if you are a part of a tribe, you got to open yourself up to getting a mentor. You got to change the way you think, because a lot of people I see right now that are Christians, Christian leaders that are trying to get into business, they're trying to get so free from the bondage of what they have gone through in the church or in religious circles that they have no respect for mentors. And I know some of you are theologians and you Bible scholars and you got all your little scriptures and all your little antiquities of Jews and of the Jewish culture and of the Hebraic traditions, and you have done your research and you have your concordances and you have your lexicons and you're degreed and you're studied. I know all that. Yeah, I'm not stupid, right? And so you can justify that. Yeah, mentoring or having a mentor is not biblical. It ain't in the Bible. I've never seen the word mentor. Well, I ain't seen the word rapture in the Bible either. Let's talk about it then. Let me clap back at some of you know-it-alls. Well, the word mentor, it ain't in the Bible. The word rapture ain't either, but you waiting on the rapture. You swear up and down, the sky gonna crack. One day we gonna be taken up. We gonna be caught up. Yeah, but the word rapture ain't in the Bible and you believe it. Oh, guess what? The word internet ain't in the Bible and you're actually on it watching me. But you believe it. Oh, you believe in the internet because you always want to voice your opinion. You always lurking and trolling. Come on, let's get off of this crap. The truth is, you need a mentor, not just in business or in ministry, but in life. Mentoring is biblical. And if you think you know something different, then prove me wrong. Mentoring is biblical because mentoring is about making impartations in other human beings based on certain levels of success, certain levels of experience, and certain levels of assignment and calling that God has placed on you. So when you look throughout scriptures, there are a lot of people who were successors to other leaders. And in order for them to become successors, they had to mentor that successor. So Moses was a mentor to Joshua. I don't care how we slice it and dice it. The concept of mentoring is in the Bible. The word ain't, but the concept is. All right? And I'm sure you can dig deep in some language, Aramaic, Hebrew, Latin, Spanish, Greek, hood. There's a word mentoring somewhere, or there's some type of word that can connect to the concept of mentoring. And so my point is, millionaires have mentors. And I remember, and let me tell you something, when I was engulfed in the church as a church leader, I was still doing business, but my heart wasn't really in business at a certain point in my ministry because I was just engulfed with serving God's people. I just wanted to preach. I just wanted to pray and prophesy, but I still had that go-getter in me. And so I couldn't like wrap my mind around depending on church people to give me something. Because when I came up in ministry, you would have some of the church people come to you and say, you know, the Lord was dealing with me about you, and I prayed about it, and I felt like the Lord told me to sow a seed into you. But when I woke up yesterday morning, the Lord say, no, don't do it for him. Just keep him in prayer. I'm like, the devil is a lie. How God gonna tell you to do something for me, and then today he telling you not to give me no money or be a blessing to me? I said, I ain't got time to be waiting on church folks to figure out when they want to be a blessing to me once I say something that they like, or once I preach what they like, or once I prophesy to them. So I wanted to figure out, how could I be successful in ministry and business? How could I bring the ministry and the marketplace together? And here's a shameless plug. This is actually how God gave me the revelation about Ramon Preston University. So when you see all that Ramon Preston University stuff, when you see the blueprint game plan, the School of Prophets, certifications and licensing, understand that when I started in ministry, I did not have a platform that could teach me how to be a business owner and a successful prophet all at the same time. I didn't have a platform that I could go to and be taught and trained how to pray in the spirit, how to prophesy, and how to do a business deal and invest and build a holding company. I didn't have that. And I promised the Lord that once I got to a point to where I could qualify it and quantify it, justify it and validate it, that I was going to make it possible. But my point is, there was a time that all I had were spiritual mentors. And I was blessed that one of my biggest mentors, my spiritual father, who recently passed away, he was a salesperson. He was a businessman. He was successful, and he was able to mentor me on a level that covered a lot of what I knew I wanted to do in ministry and in the marketplace. And so a lot of you who are leaders, you're trying to run businesses, I'm telling you, even when you get your goals right, you need a mentor. Now watch this, because I talked about this last night in my coaching call. Some people say, well, I got a coach. So you're my coach, Ramon, or I'm watching you on videos. Aren't you my mentor? Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because there's a difference between having a coach in anything and a mentor. See, mentoring is spiritual. Mentoring is about you putting yourself in a position for an impartation to be made into you from that other person. So that's why when you see the relationships of mentors and mentees in the Bible, leaders and their close followers in the Bible, you always see that the mentee had the spirit of that person. Like the disciples had the spirit of Jesus. Timothy had the spirit of Paul. Joshua had the spirit of Moses. It was always like this spirit, this aura, this disposition that the mentee had that reminded other people of that mentor. To the extent, watch this, y'all, just in case you're challenging me on this concept, to the extent that Samuel was mentored by Eli, who was a priest. Samuel was a prophet. He was actually the founder of the School of Prophets in the Bible. And Samuel was mentored by a priest named Eli. And he was mentored by Eli so heavily that when God finally spoke directly to Samuel, some of y'all gonna miss this, and I'm giving this to you for free. This is a catechism lesson on the Ramon Preston Show. When Samuel heard God for the first time, Samuel thought it was Eli talking to him. God actually sounded like Eli. That's how closely connected he was to his mentor, Eli. So the first couple times that God spoke to Samuel and said, hey, Samuel, Samuel got up out of prayer and went to Eli and said, hey, Father, you called me? He thought his mentor was calling him because God sounded like Eli to him. That's powerful. Some of you gonna miss what I just said. So you have Prophet Ramon as a business coach. You claim Prophet Ramon as your mentor, but every time Prophet Ramon tells you to do something in your business, guess what you do? The opposite. Yeah, I know he told me to do it this way, and he told me to use this word, and he told me to position my business like this, but I think it works better this way. Yeah, that's why you're broke. That's why your business ain't succeeding. That's why you're not going anywhere. And I'm the one to put it in your face and show you that you got to become a mentee. You need mentoring, because having a coach and having a mentor is different. When you have a mentor, what you make there are a lot of things you do. And I can use me and my wife as an example. When me and my wife got married, we made a decision. We said we're going to find a spiritual covering, a mother and father in the faith, a couple who reflects what we want to be and what we want to do in life. And here's what me and my wife made a decision on. Me and my wife made a decision on once we find those mentors, we're not going to be listening to nobody else. And we say that with all due respect to other leaders, to other couples, to other preachers. But me and my wife was like, when we find a mother and father that we can connect to as our spiritual covering, as our leaders, as our mentors, we listening to them and we ain't listening to other people. So we ain't gonna have 30 other people giving us their opinion about our marriage, about relationships, about business, about life. We ain't got time for that. We respect you, we appreciate you, but we got mentors. We made the decision to do that. So number one, millionaires have mentors, but these are people that don't run after the mentee. That was one of the questions that one of our coaching members asked me on the coaching call last night. And it was such a profound question because I had it in my mind that I wanted to share it. And the question was, are you considered our business coach or our mentor? And I showed them how I can't decide if I'm your coach or your mentor. Even if I am your coach, or even if you call me your mentor, I can't decide that. You decide if you want that person to be your mentor, because you're the only one that can make the decision that, you know what, I'm gonna stop listening to all these people who giving me good advice, but I need to concentrate my focus. Me and my wife made that decision. And here's the good thing, just to show you how powerful it is. Everybody that was under the mentorship of my spiritual mother and father, today, they're all successful. I ain't even gonna name names because I don't want to drop names and be like, oh shoot, he got some people in his bag. I just want you to know there's not one person that I know that was directly under the mentorship of my spiritual father and mother that was being mentored by them. We've been with them for 19 years. There's not one person that's not successful. And when I say successful, I'm talking about spiritual success, and they got money, and they millionaires, and they doing good, and they well off, and they're continuing to do good, and they're continuing to grow. And even though my spiritual father has gone to heaven, my spiritual mama is still here. Shout out to Mama Jones. She's still here, and she living it up. She ain't got to want for nothing. You know why? Because we chose them to be our mentors. And so everything they told us to do, we did it. Now, since my spiritual father has gone on to be with the Lord, my spiritual mama is still my mentor, and she has released me just within the last several months. It's not even just been over a year since my spiritual father passed. And my wife and I, we made the decision. We talked to my mama, and when I shared with them that I was looking for a business mentor, I wanted to find somebody that could mentor me and my team and my company on a level beyond what I've gotten from my spiritual father and mama in ministry and him in business, because my spiritual father was a salesperson. He was a businessman. I wanted somebody that I could, follow after. I could mimic, I could model after, and I could master the nuances of them. And once I got that release from my wife and from my spiritual mama, I connected. And my team will tell you, they'll tell you, he my mentor. He might not even know he's my mentor. He might not even know me personally yet. Mark my words. He doesn't know me yet. But guess what? I paid to be mentored by him. And every time, my team will tell you, every time I fly on my own dime to pay with my own money to go be mentored, because it costs to be the boss, because they don't have to ask me to come. I ask them if I can come. See, that's the part people get it twisted, as if your coach or your mentor owe you something. Don't nobody owe you nothing. And I'm from the hood, so I can get real ghetto with it. Don't nobody owe you a doggone thing. Nobody owes you nothing. The world doesn't owe you nothing. If you want to be successful, if you want to be great, if you want your business and your finances and your life to move to the next level, put up or shut up. Stop blaming other people. Oh, what they told me didn't work. Well, maybe they weren't your mentor because you did not allow the right person to mentor you, or you got too many people talking to you. Most people who go to Google and social media and they follow this internet guru, that internet guru, this person, that person, this coach, this consultant, that consultant, this guru, this expert, don't do nothing in their lives because they have too much clutter in their hearts. And so when I made that decision just recently, my spiritual father had just been gone just to heaven like within the last year. And so once I made that decision to find a mentor, a business mentor, someone who was extremely wealthy, I wanted to find a billionaire. That was in my heart because I want to be a billionaire. That's what I want to become. And so I was like, I have to find somebody who I can feel like, you know what, I can go all in with this person. I don't care if it costs me hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. I want to be able to go all in, because I did that with my spiritual mama and my father 19 years ago, and it changed my life. I can't even begin to tell you what position I was in when I started being mentored by them. But I can't even tell you the position I was in once I started being mentored by who I'm being mentored by in business. That's still my spiritual mama there. She still got our back and cover us. So my point is, millionaires have mentors. You have to decide who you're going to let mentor you. And just stop listening to everybody else. You really need to give yourself that option. My team will tell you, what I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I'm not capping. My team will tell you, he listens to one person. And if anybody is saying something, they better be a part of that group. Because if he doesn't, if that one person I'm being mentored by doesn't co-sign somebody to say something, I'm not listening to you. Now, I might take a little nip here or get a little tip there. But for the most part, 99% of what I do is based on what I fly back and forth to Miami, or what I get when I'm watching my mentor on the computer screen or on the phone or on a coaching call every week. I'm getting it. And when he says, this is what you need to do A, B, and D for your sales, A, B, C, and D for your church, A, B, and C, and D for your family, A, B, C, and D with your marriage, A, B, and C, and D with your schedule. I do exactly that. And I keep doing it until it becomes who I am. And that's what most people don't do. Because see, what happens is when you find a real mentor that you know could be your mentor and you go all in with that person, you start feeling like them a little bit. Have you ever been mentored by somebody where you just feel like, man, I feel like I sound like them. When I say certain things, I hear that person in my head. Well, that's when you know you're starting to get it. And when that person say go left, you go left. See, a lot of people are so arrogant, they're so cocky, they're so self-righteous, they have such an ego, they will never put themselves in a position to do that. That's why their businesses will never succeed. Their businesses will never go beyond John Maxwell calls it the law of the lid. Most people live with a big old lid on top of their head and they can't even see it. And they never get no further than where they are. And they blame everybody else and oh, it's the market. Oh, it's Corona. Oh, it's because nobody's calling back. Oh, it's because of this. Shut up. It ain't none of the above. It's you. It's you. I'm giving it to you raw and uncut. So when you find a mentor, what happens is, and my mentor taught me this. When you find a mentor, here's what my mentor taught me. I'm giving it to you for free. I paid 6 figures to get it. Here's what my mentor taught me. My mentor taught me when you find a mentor, you should mimic and model that mentor until you master that mentor. Ooh, that's so cold. Oh my God, I should be charging y'all for this. What is that platform? Is it called Patreon? Where you pay? I'm going to start charging for this stuff, man. You heard what Brother Mike was saying yesterday. He was like, man, that YouTube page. He was like, man, I just go to your YouTube page and just go in. It's like a library. I'm giving you the game. So my mentor told me this. When you find that mentor, mimic them. Whatever they doing, you do. I'm not saying you trying to be like that person now. I'm not saying you're going to dress like me or dress like her or... No, I'm saying you mimic the things that you know they're doing that are actually working. Things that they're doing that are creating success for them. That have given them the integrity and the credibility and the character and the sustainability and the consistency and the commitment. Those things you look at and say, man, that person is committed. I'm a mimic their commitment. Not mimic him as a person. You can't be another person, but I can mimic your commitment. I can watch you so much that I see, oh my God, you know what? How he responds and how she responds to things. I'm going to mimic that. I'm going to start responding that way. I'm going to start being nicer. I do that to my wife. My wife has been a personal mentor to me because my wife has such class and such integrity. I didn't have the class and integrity. I'm still, working on mine today, but I was definitely not as integral and classy as I am now in terms of character. You know what I mean? Like my wife has character and integrity like through the roof. My wife is very thoughtful. So, when I say integrity, she's the type of person, she'll call you back just to tell you, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to do it. Me, I'm like, man, forget them. I ain't calling them back. Me not calling is no. You know what I mean? That's like, to her, that's a lack of integrity. So she's taught me that and I mimic that from her. So my point is, you got to mimic those characteristics, those traits, model them. And here's what I heard my mentor say. He said, you should go all in, listening to your mentor, feeding from your mentor, learning everything you can until it feels like that person is on you. And you keep getting it until the new you comes back. So it's like, you know how you learn something from somebody and you're trying to learn it, but you still feel like you're doing it like that person does it, and you're starting to feel like them. You're using your hand like them, or you're moving like them. Me and Siobhan, we do it all the time. We mimic our daddy, because my daddy, he used to talk. He always move his hand. He talked low. He used to mumble. So you got to catch the phraseology that my daddy throw out. That's how he used to talk. And so me and my sister, we grown people, and we still be around here mimicking and modeling our daddy when we say certain things, because we know, okay, this is a serious moment, so we'll mimic it. But you do it so much until the new you comes back. And then when you come back, it's like, oh, now this is a part of me. This is how I move. This is the energy that I have. These are the habits that I've developed. This is the discipline that I have put in my life, in my business, and in my finances. You got to get that. Just that alone is enough for y'all to just be like, you know what? Prophet Ramon, you done gave me the game today. So millionaires have big goals, dreams. They have mentors who they mimic, model, and master. And number 3, millionaires have processes. Millionaires have processes. Now, this is a big one for me because I really didn't think that deep into this until I got a billionaire for a mentor. I'll be 100 with y'all. I'll be 100 with y'all. I did not know processes were as important as they are to becoming a millionaire. I honestly didn't know that. And when I say processes, here's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about systems. I'm not talking about structure. Because see, a lot of people in business, entrepreneurs, they have systems. Okay, they might have a little sales system. They might have a little marketing system. They might have a little operational system. They might know the logistics, and they might have a financial system. They know about QuickBooks. They know about running a couple types of companies or a certain industry. And to some extent, they may have a good structure. They may know a little bit about holding companies. They may know about subsidiaries and divisions and LLCs and S-corps. But millionaires know about processes. I had to learn that. And so when I say processes, what I mean is millionaires figured out how to document all the granular, all the itty-bitty details of every move they make in every area of their lives. And because they were able to document it, they were able to systematize it and incorporate processes for how they actually did A, B, and C. Let me give you an example of how powerful this third thing is. So, and me and my team, we study these processes every day. Like, this is a part of our daily routine. So when I say a process, I'm referring to, okay, when you do certain things, like, let's say consult. We consult people, right? We coach people. We train people. This is what we do in our business. So in order for us to provide consulting, coaching, and training, we have to have the capabilities, right? We have to know exactly what to do in order to consult a client, to coach a client, to train a client. So once we get the techniques, the tactics of, okay, what are we going to do when we consult? What does consulting look like? What are we actually going to do for a client who says they want to be consulted or coached or trained by us? So we need a way to do it. We need a tactic. We need a technique. We need the mechanics. We need the capabilities of it. But then once we get that, now we need to figure out, okay, what type of system do we need for our clients? And when I say a system, we're talking about like email system. Do we email them to stay in touch with them? Do we call them? Do we have a database for them when they pay us our fee? Do we have an accounting system? These are all systems. But that still doesn't mean you have a process. You see how powerful processes are? Because now we need a process. So what exactly is the process? Now I got to get into the process of consulting. So the process may be, well, number one, this is the first thing that we do. Number two, this is the second thing that we do. Number three is the third thing that we do. When we get to number three, we also have a 3A, a 3B, a 3C. And then when we look at this process, we can measure the results to say, okay, when we do 1, 2, 3, and 3A, B, and C, we get this percentage of a result, and we see this particular number. Now what can we do with that process? We can now automate that process and say, oh wow, if we automate this process into like this infinite evergreen flow, now every time we have a consulting client, we can drop them into an evergreen infinite flow, and this process is going to work to create the percentage and to create the numbers. Millionaires get that part. This is the game changer. It was the game changer for me, and it's going to be the game changer for you. So for all of you that are watching, if you are not a part of our coaching community, I want you to text the word coaching. We're offering a 24-month payment plan. This is a pre-approval. We don't even approve people for 24-month payment plans anymore. We had a first group of people when we launched our coaching program in April. We had the first group of people that we offered a 24-month payment plan for because we had relationships with them. They were either members of our church or they were in close proximity to our ministry or to our business in our tribe, that we trusted them enough to know that, okay, if we gave you a 1-year coaching program and we're giving you an extra year to pay it off, we're actually gonna get paid for our services that we give you for the first year. And so we discontinued that. And this past week, when my team and I sat down and prepared for this week, I told them I wanted to reintroduce it and to provide the offer again, because I still believe that there are people who watch us on social media in particular. There are people who follow us. There are many of you who are in our database. You get our emails, you get our phone calls, you get our text messages, you listen to me. You probably even trust me enough to know that, okay, he knows what he's talking about, but you're just apprehensive. You haven't really had the guts or the confidence to pull the trigger. And sometimes you allow money to be the issue when money is really not the issue. Money is not the issue. And so we wanted to at least make not just your point of contact, but your entry point easy for you to get in, because I already have processes, I have percentages, I have numbers, I have metrics to show that the overwhelming majority of the members of our coaching community, when they join our coaching program, within the first 30 days, they see an increase in their income by 30%, literally. We have data on that. They see an increase in their income by at least 30%. And most of them see it in their personal life, and if they have a job and a business, they see it in their professional life as well. And so I want to give you that opportunity to take me up on that offer. You can text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. 404-478-7213. When you text the word coaching, we're going to respond back to you. We're going to give you the pre-approval offer. I mean, we're pre-approving you. This is an approval process that you typically have to go through if we're going to allow you to even participate in that 24-month payment plan. So we're offering that. For those of you that want to take me up on that offer, I want you to text coaching to 404-478-7213. Now, for those of you who are already on the Blueprint game plan, you've already gotten access to it, and you are already training on our platform. If you would like to move up to be a member of our coaching program because you see the need for more personal, accountability, you see the need for us to work with you closely to help you develop better systems and processes for your business, maybe sales processes you need, marketing processes. You may need help with financial systems and tax strategies, and you know that having us in your ear on a weekly basis with our coaching calls, with our masterminds, with our workshops, and with our one-on-one coaching sessions, you know that's going to bring more value to you and get you to where you want to go quicker. If you are already on our Blueprint game plan, the offer that we're extending to you is, number one, we're giving you a 24-month payment plan offer. So we'll reset your access to the Blueprint, meaning that you're going to get a full year in addition to what you have access to now. You're going to get a full year. Once we start you on our coaching program, we're going to give you 2 years to pay the coaching program off. And in addition to that, we're going to deduct a certain amount of the money that you've already paid for your Blueprint game plan. We'll take a percentage of that off just to be a blessing to you and just to get you onboarded so we can schedule your first one-on-one initial coaching session. So if you want to take us up on that, text coaching to 404-478-7213. Now, for those of you that are in our coaching program already and you would like to take me up on that offer as well, but you're already in the coaching program, guess what? I'm giving you the same offer. I'm giving you the same offer if you would like to move up to be a part of our business certification program or our licensing program. So for example, you may feel like, okay, I'm in the coaching program. Prophet Ramon, you're teaching me a lot about being a consultant, about being a coach, myself, about being a trainer, about building a successful 6 to 7 figure business, but I still feel like I'm missing some of the elements. It may be products that you don't have, services that you're not sure that you can provide. It may be certain skill sets that you don't have that you see, wow, if I had what Prophet Ramon had, if I could do some of the things he was doing, if I had access to that curriculum, to the material, to that data, to that information, to those systems that he's using, to the processes that he uses, if I'd had access to that, I could probably excel much quicker to get where I want to go financially and in my business. Well, guess what? Our business certification program is for consultants and coaches. And what we do in that certification program is we're going to train you on the systems and processes that we use to provide consulting and coaching. So we're literally training you to be business consultants and coaches like RP Enterprises is. And so we are going to take you through a training. Once we validate your training and evaluate the process that you go through in the training to make sure that you understand the systems and the processes and you have all the tools that you need to be successful as a business consultant or coach, or you may just want to add business consulting and coaching to your inventory because you may be providing consulting in other industries, but you want to add that. Once we assess it, evaluate it, and validate it, we're going to provide for you a business certification. So you're going to be certified through Ramon Preston University. That certification may not mean something to people, but I'm telling you, that certification will mean a lot to you because there are people who certify people for consulting and coaching every day, and they still don't know how to consult and coach. There are people who certify people to be coaches and consultants and give them licenses and all these degrees that they stick on the wall, and they stay on the wall. They never come off the wall and produce results or make them any money as real consultants and coaches. But I'm going to show you in our business certification program. So if you're in our coaching program, or if you're not, but you would like to take me up on the offer, I want you to text the word certify, correct? Text certify to 404-478-7213. When you text the word certify, we're going to set up a one-on-one appointment so that we can walk through the terms, the conditions, and what the details of our certification program is. And you may even want to become a RP licensee. Now, what the licensee program is going to provide is access, full access to all of our material, all of our products and services. And so you're basically buying a Ramon Preston University, Ramon Preston Enterprise business through the RP licensing program. So that means you don't have to create no content. You don't have to create no workbooks. You don't have to create no videos if you don't want to. You can literally sell blueprint game plans as an RP licensee. You can literally host your own workshops, boot camps, masterminds using my material, using my curriculum, using our platform, using everything that has RP on it. Everything that I have produced in ministry and in business, you're going to have access and authorization, licensing to use it and to monetize from it. So you're able to sell products and services. We also have a white label offer, and that's going to be an exclusive offer for your licensing program. So that means if you would like to participate in our white label licensing program, you'll literally be able to take our content, remove the RP logo, remove the RP name, and white label it by putting your logo and your brand on our material and sell it to the world. So we have what you need to get you to 6, 7, 8, 9 hopefully at some point 10 figures. You just have to pull the trigger. And the trigger is you texting either coaching to 404-478-7213 or texting certify. And so when you text coaching or certify, we're going to reach back out to you. We're going to extend this offer that we are extending to you for a limited time. And we'll work out the terms for those of you that would like to be certified or be licensed through our company. We're going to work out terms to make it easy for you to get in, to get trained, and to start making money so that you can take your business to the next level. So I love y'all. I appreciate you all so much. Thank all of you. Thank you, coaching members, Blueprint members, our School of Profit members. We're in the process of preparing to launch our upcoming School of Profits Master's Certification Program. We're going to be launching a ministry certification program. It's going to be a whole school of ministry training. We're going to be teaching you how to lead your people, how to hire staff, how to develop your volunteers and your churches and your ministries. We're going to teach you how to run your nonprofits. We're going to be doing a lot. And all of you licensees or potential licensees, I want you to understand, as a licensee, you're going to be able to sell these programs and provide these services to your tribe and to your community. But maybe you just want to be a certified consultant and coach under our company. We're going to make that available for you. And maybe you just want to be coached. You just need a year to get on your feet, to get in the game, to understand the world of business on a sophisticated level. That coaching program is for you. So we love you. We look forward to talking with you, to helping you start, structure, and scale your business, your ministry, your income streams, and wealth building dreams. And remember, the three things millionaires have. Number one, they have goals, big goals. Number two, they have mentors, not just coaches. They have mentors, not just leaders. They have mentors, not just pastors. They have mentors, not just, oh, that's my spiritual, advisor, all that crap. No, they have mentors, number two. And number three, they have processes. So they don't just have good ideas on paper. They don't just have systems and LLCs and structures. No, they have processes. They have documented what they have done to create results, to create success, and they have systematized it, automated it, and they've made it duplicatable. And that's exactly what we want to do for you. So we love you. Have an amazing day. We'll see you tomorrow right here. Same place, same time on the Ramon Preston Show.